Okay. Gonna make sure like my sound and stuff works. Oh, also I'm gonna tweet that I'm live real quick. Streaming some. Here, I'll move it over. Game dev. Here. Oops. There we go. What's up? Nope. How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be 3D modeling some weapons. Oh my goodness. This is so bright. I'm going to be 3D modeling some weapons for an update for Pinata Simulator that's been put off for a while. I've got it mostly done. And also I want to show you guys some like PBR stuff. Because I have beta and I've been experimenting with that. Yeah, and I just want to stream some of that. Sorry about my phone. I also have a map that I might work on depending on my energy. I've had like 3 Red Bulls today. So we'll see about that. Let me open up dashboard so I can see what you guys are saying real quick. And I'll get started. I'm going to wait for a few more people to get here. Thank you so much for going live today. It was horrible. I saw that, dude. I'm sorry to hear all that. Oh, real quick, I want to say thanks for 1.6k followers on my Twitter and 5k followers on my YouTube. Appreciate it. I'm going to be doing like a little giveaway later on. The map you made last stream was great. Thank you, Skeeter. All right, what's up, everybody? 10 people. Nice, nice. Yeah, ignore that. I had to make a little thumbnail. Yeah, we're gonna be 3D modeling some weapons. They have to be melee for Pinata Simulator. But if you guys have any like weapon references you want me to use, tweet it at me at Natalie Clabo or Natalie is 1337 on Twitter. I'll check out the references and maybe we'll make some of those. I'm gonna make a couple weapons on this stream. I'll show you guys what I've made so far. Also, here's some PBR stuff I was playing around with. We got a realistic rock that I made and some dirt textures. The textures aren't mine, but I was just playing around with that. 5k followers, subscribers, yeah, all that good stuff. Yes, I was playing around with PBR. I wanted to see some realistic stuff. That's what I came up with. Not really gonna use that much, but you know, just wanted to kind of see what it was up. What's up with that? What's up, Quiver? Oh, ignore all this. Yeah, so here's what I made. I made this like frost sword and then this banisher type thing. And I'll explain the process to you guys too if you want to learn how to make them. I know I kind of typed it out on Twitter or whatever, but I'm sure you guys would learn better if I actually explain the process here. So we'll do that. Sorry. .8. I'll use 2.8 for one weapon and then 2.79 for the next. Thanks for subscribing, Quiver. Can I update your hat tutorial? Yeah, I'm planning on doing that soon. I've just been pretty busy with commissions and other stuff, so I'll get around to it eventually. Alright, let's get started. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. Basically, I just look up like cool weapons and I kind of reference those for the shapes and such. It shouldn't be too hard. I do texture these by myself as well. So we just need kind of a cool melee weapon. I don't have anything in mind. I'm just gonna pick something. Maybe one of these. I like that. I kind of like the branches right there. I also like this. Maybe I'll do a couple of these. If you guys have a color in mind you'd like to see, let me know. Yeah, just tell me a color in the chat and I'll use that when I texture them. The scythe looks nice. I thought so too. I think I might reference that. What's up, guys? Still haven't missed a live. Thanks for watching, dude. Appreciate it. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is model the blade for this weapon. And we can make the handle from there. So what I do is start with the cube. Alt G, and that brings it to the center, or it removes like the locational data. We're going to scale it in on the x-axis to where it's thin, like a blade would be. And from here, we're going to shape this cube into a blade. So we can scale it out. I'm looking at the reference, if you wonder why I keep looking over there. We're going to bring this handle down, and it kind of creates a point like the scythe would be. And we're going to bevel it, and that just brings it more to a sharp edge. And we're going to bring that in and down a little bit. From here, we're going to create some loop cuts along the top here, and that will allow us to create these jagged edges you see on the scythe. Scythe, I don't know how you pronounce it, whatever. I'm going to select both these edges and collapse them, and that just brings it to a point for us so we don't have to deal with the little gap right there. Shape it a little more true to however we want it. I think it comes down a little bit. And here's where the fun starts. I'm going to loop cut a few more times, chopping up the shape a little bit. Just gives us more faces to work with. And from here, we're going to start creating those spikes. Just extruding them out. And we're going to collapse these. Oops. Alright, we're kind of getting there. What we're going to want to do here is bevel this inside edge like this. And it creates kind of that curve we were looking for. We're going to have to manually cut that. Looking really blocky right now, but I promise, just trust the process, guys. And we'll have to curve up this bottom a little bit too, so it's not so flat down here. I swear, like 90% of my 3D modeling work is just, you gotta trust the process, guys. I'm just eyeballing this. Most normal people would probably like use a reference, or like not a reference, like put a background image or something. But it's gonna be hard to work with these endgons, so we're gonna have to cut it up a little bit in a second. We're kind of getting there. Just working towards that shape that we want. What fonts do you recommend? Bangers is a good font. What's up, Phil? Just subbed and liked. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. What's up, Lua? What's up, Pizza? Alright, now we're gonna alt right click to loop select the inside, or the part that wraps around it, so all these outer faces, and we're gonna press E, S, and then SY. Then we'll have to go through and fix some of these, but I'll show you guys what I did that for in a second. This is so janky the way I'm doing this, but trust the process. Oops. You guys can see that when we extruded that, it created kind of this inner part of the blade. And once we turn on auto smooth, it creates a sharp look to it. And I like that for like blades and stuff. So we're just gonna fix some of these rough edges. Like this. Oops. Probably just dissolve. No, we'll leave that. Seems like a cool process. Yeah. What's my favorite? Case clicker, case simulator, or pinata simulator? I prefer case clicker probably just because it's how it got me into the community. I think in 2.79 there's an extrude by normals method where you don't have to scale manually and fix all the broken edges. I think so too, maybe? Let me... E... Oh, I think it's Alt E. Extrude by yep. See, I could have done that, but I was being a little dumb. Actually, I know making UG concepts from watching your lives and your videos, they really help. Thank you. I appreciate you watching them. Can I ask you a question? Dude's been harassing me all day about a thing. Damn, what's going on, bro? You're really good. Thank you, Dragon. All right, let's, we cleaned up, which one? Oh, we cleaned up through here. Let's clean up through there too. Also, don't like how harsh that edge is, so I'm going to try to fix that. I don't know if I can. It's the auto smooth making it that way because of the degrees. I guarantee if I set this higher, it wouldn't be so harsh, but... Oh well. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once the texture's on it, you probably won't be able to see most of this anyways. I think that's pretty good. We might need more consistency along here. So I'm just gonna lower these grooves a little bit. I think I need to bring this back. That should be fine. This music's a little intense. Let's not with that. Copy. There we go. Watch me get a strike for that. God, maybe it's Control Alt E. I've forgotten the shortcuts by now. Yeah. Alright, I'm okay with this. It'll look better once we texture it. And I'll show you some cool techniques for texturing as well. Let's work on the handle real quick. You can hide this by pressing H. And we're going to use curves to make this handle. So you guys get to learn about curves if you haven't already. We're going to use BZ, I don't know how to say it, these curves. We're going to use this circle as well. Gosh. And what it does is, however you shape these curves, you add a object, a bevel object. Oh shit, I mean yes, a bevel object, sorry. Thinking out loud right now. Let's remove the taper object. Anyways, let's scale down this circle. I'll explain, 1 second. So it's like you take an object and then you have a reference right here, which is this circle. And what it does is, however you shape this object, it's going to apply the reference to it. So like if we have a, hang on. If we have a like really wide circle, you guys can see there, ignore the object. See it widens out this. I'm explaining this so bad, guys. Yeah, so it's like this object mimics this, and it also applies a curve to it, as you guys can see here. So if we want to rotate this curve, it creates a nice smooth curve while using the bevel object as a reference. If that makes sense. If you guys want to look into it, just look up these curves. I can't say that word for the life of me. Yeah, check out some videos on it. I can't really explain that. I don't know how to explain that well, but we're using that technique to kind of create and mimic this unique handle that you guys see here. So I'm just going to try to mimic the shape of the handle. And you could just use E to extrude and bring it up and just keep rotating it. It's not that dramatic. Alright, that's pretty good. Now all you want to do is convert it from a curve to an actual object. So we're going to go to Object or Alt-C and then Convert to and then Mesh from Curve. And now if we tab into Edit Mode, you can see we have a shape now. Now what I'm going to do is, this is like 1,000 vertices and we don't need that many. So what we're going to do is dissolve a lot of these extra vertices. We're just going to Alt right click every other of these edges. And dissolve edges, and you can see it got cut in half and it still keeps that shape. We're going to do that again. Just one more time, and that makes it even more low poly than before, and it still keeps the shape. I've tried using like a decimate modifier, but it doesn't really work out for me. But if you guys can find less like tedious ways to kind of chop these vertices down, let me know. Alright, so now we went from 1,000 to 275, which is not bad. 500 triangles. If you still want to optimize it, which I'd still recommend, because even then you don't need that many. You can keep going every other one and just keep dissolving extra edges that you can cut back on. And what this does, for anybody who's not too familiar with Blender, Roblox has limits on things. And they have limits on like the amount of triangles and polygons, edges, vertices you can have on a mesh. And after a while, if we kept all of those, it would make your game laggy, because your game, when you play it, you have to load in each and every one of these. So it would take a while. If you're playing on a phone or something, it will take longer because it's more complex. It's a really complex shape. So by dissolving those extra edges, it kind of cuts that in half, and it makes your game more playable, and it optimizes the mesh for your game. So that's why you would do that. I know it's simple, and you guys could have lived without it and you would have had the same shape, but it's really important down the in the long run if you learn how to do those things and do it efficiently. So we're gonna turn on auto smooth. I'm trying to decide what angle I want it to be. Actually, here's a cool tip. Let's say you want auto smooth on, but you don't like this smooth look. You don't like this smooth look completely. What you can do is hold Alt right click and select a few edges, just like this, and you can set them to sharp. And now it creates a cool wooden look, and it makes these edges stand out while keeping the smooth look, and it looks really good, especially on wooden objects. What's up? Do I remember you? What's up, Jaden? You guys are talking about something completely different. Alright, so now we have the handle and we have the blade. I'm going to just move these both to center real quick by using Alt G. And I'm going to rotate this 180 degrees. And looking at our reference, I'm just going to kind of bring it over, down. Just like that. Now we kind of have half our scythe. I'm going to make it a little bigger just for dramatics. We have our blade and our handle. It's coming together so far. I have no clue what the chat's talking about right now. Hold Alt, right click, and F to fill in this bottom. It will create an N-gon though, so keep that in mind. Where did the blade come from? Oh, we modeled that earlier in the stream. You can go back and watch where it came from. I had it hidden, so like, see this little eye? Oh, here, let me move my camera down a little bit. You see this eye right here? You can click it in Blender, and it hides things from your scene. So that's how it was hidden. You can also press H to hide stuff. That's how we did that. All right, looking at this, there's some spikes right here. So we're just gonna take care of those next. One thing about 3D you need to keep in mind is that you only need to model what you need. And what I mean by that is, think of a deck of cards. If you're gonna model a deck of cards, and it's gonna be a prop on a table in a map, right? You don't need to model each and every card. You know what I mean? You don't have to paint the king, the queen. You can just model a stack of cards, and that'll be sufficient. And if you think about it, like, we can apply the same concept to what we're working on right now. We have the spikes on this sword, and it's such a tiny detail. We don't need a big complex cone. Instead, we can just lower this to 5, and it'll be sufficient enough. It gets the job done. It portrays what we're trying to show, and you know, it's good enough for what we need. So that's how we're gonna model, and that's, you know, the same mindset we're gonna use when modeling stuff. We're just going to create some spikes along the edge here. I don't want to add just cones. We'll try to give it kind of a nicer look to it. We're going to insert faces and extrude it out a little bit. And that gives it at least a better look for a spike, I guess. I don't know. We've got three little spikes on it now. Sorry. Maybe I'll, just to create like more stylized look, I'll make it increase in size going from top to bottom. Like that maybe. I think that looks better than just plain spikes. And we'll even give the top a cool look. Let's extrude it out. And we'll set these faces to sharp. Something like that until we can think of something better. What's up, Ruben? What's up, Techie? How long will it take to learn to model? It took me maybe a month of playing around. I've obviously been practicing for a year now, but just, you know, learning the commands, controls, and getting to a point where I don't have to rely on tutorials. It took me about a month. Once you get the controls down, the sky's the limit, really. You could do whatever you can put your mind to. We're gonna make a handle for this thing. I think I might use what we already have for the handle. Let's do Control E. And we made a handle.
Epic donation, no way.
What was that? Let me see. Oh, thank you. Thank you, V-Slaps. Appreciate it. You're the best. I forgot I had that on. It kind of scared me for a second there. I'd rather make the handle straight. We'll do something cool for the handle. It took me 1 year. Jeez. Let's loop cut this handle. And we'll make it stand out more from the texture rather than the shape. But we're just gonna loop cut it a few times. Select every other edge and we're gonna scale it in. And that'll create kind of a grip to it. Kind of like that. I'm literally winging everything, so. Texture, detail, and put it on, yeah. Looks nice. I don't know what else to add to it. Let me look at my references. Let's just add a few more like decorative things, such as like, let's go right here. We're going to, here's how you can add little things that like kind of make the mesh, you know what I mean, like make it, give it character. We're just gonna give it some little handles. Maybe take one of these, bring it down, like really just stylize it and make it your own. Better than nothing. I don't know. Let's rotate this 90 degrees and put it on the other side. I should have just symmetrized that, but it's fine. Let's do the same thing we did at the top to the bottom. And I think that's pretty good. Do you guys have anything else you'd like me to add to it, maybe? Or any suggestions? I don't know what else I'd add, to be honest. Finally did not miss a live stream. Thanks for watching, dude. What if we did, like, something like this? Then Alt-E, then edge collapse to create spikes. No. Okay. Looks really good. Thank you. The stick too long, you think? Let's see what we can do about that. I don't know. The handle's too long. Let's see. How could I shrink this up? I think I'm gonna texture it, and then we can work on shrinking up the handle if it's too long then. But yeah, I'll leave it be for now. Next, we're gonna texture it. The first person to say a color gets to pick the color. Red? Red? Okay. I think we'll do red. I don't use Photoshop or anything fancy. I just keep it easy on myself. I texture using gradients, and I'll show you guys how I do that. I have a tutorial on gradients, and I'll show you some tips and tricks I use for as well. So we're just gonna do a red to darker red gradient, like that. And I'm gonna scale it down. And I use color palettes, so I try to give myself colors to work with. So we'll just make like a red. Let's make like a black for the handle. And then we'll make the black fade into like a lighter, maybe something like that. Maybe a gray. Like that. Thanks for subscribing, Roni. And we'll use these 3 colors to texture it. So I'm just gonna save all of them, just like that. Okay. Open up an image editor, and we're gonna drag in that new color palette that we just made. We're gonna go to view or press 5 on your numpad to perspective view, and we're going to face the front of our mesh. Actually, it's on the right. There we go. So we get like a nice side view of our mesh. We're gonna go to U, unwrap, and we're gonna press project from view. So U, project from view, and you can see our scythe mesh was projected onto our texture, and it's applied the texture to our mesh, just like so. And you see we have a nice soft gradient from here to here. Now to make it stand out more, I'm going to select the inside of this mesh. And I'm going to make it darker. I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. Let me just make sure to select all these pieces. Okay. Grabbing it here, we're just going to drag it over and scale it in. And you see we have two separate colors. I'm just going to fix this up a little bit. Let's scale this in real quick. I'm trying not to make the contrast too dramatic. Something like that. Real subtle. Haven't been on recently. Sorry to hear that. Doing good though. Doing good. Alright. We're gonna do the same process for the handle. And it applied that nice gradient to it. For these little notches, we're gonna make them this gray at the bottom. And it'll just make it look metallic. If we switch the texture, you can see those are gray. We'll want all of these gray too. I'll show you guys some cool tips for gradients as well. To create some paint chips or like damage on your mesh, we're just going to use the knife tool and we're going to cut some little triangles and then cut down the middle. And if you drag it in, it creates a little notch. Oops. Like that. And now if we drag our color to a lighter part, it looks like a little notch in the paint and it kind of makes your blade look more distressed. So we're going to do that a few more times. I kind of want to make this a different color. just felt too dark to me. So let's save that. And we're gonna switch it out. Oops. Maybe it would look good just straight up gray. Trial and error. I kind of prefer the gray for the handle. What do you guys prefer? Gray's better? I thought so. Okay. We're gonna create a few more notches in the paint. Just like this. To give our handle a little more dimension, we're just going to break up this color a little bit, like this. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to do for that one. And we'll just import it here with this weapon. And I'll also rig it up real quick so it's an actual weapon and not just a mesh part. If you guys are wondering how to make tools, I'll show you. So here's our scythe. I definitely applied the old texture. But I kind of dig it. I think it looks good. What do you guys think? I really like the way it came out. What's up, Tech? That's so good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love it. Wow, dang, you guys are awesome. Alright, let's make it into a weapon. I'll teach you guys how. We're going to right click, insert object, and insert in a tool. And we're going to name the tool. So we're just going to name it, in our case, scythe. And every tool needs a handle that you can grab onto. So what we're going to do is name the mesh part handle. Just like that. Now you can see here in Studio, let me move my camera down a little. Alright, you can see here in Studio, we have the tool and the handle, but they're not together. So we're going to drag the handle into the tool. So now we have the tool and the handle inside the tool, and it's time to change the grip. So right now, if we play, it'll be a tool, but it won't be oriented properly. And what I mean by that is if we grab it, we'll be holding it wrong. So now we just tell it how we want our player to hold it, and we're good to go. So what we do is select the scythe. We're going to go to our plugins, and we use a plugin called Tool Grip Editor. It's by Clone Tripper. Select our tool. So just select your scythe, edit tool grip, and from here we can edit it. Move the hand down. And we're going to put it where we want our player to hold it. Then we're just going to rotate it and make sure it's facing the right way. And we can move it back a little bit too. There should be good. Now if we test, so go to home, play, test. And we pick up the scythe. Here we have it, and it's facing the right way. Some other weapons I've made. Yeah, that's how you make it into a weapon. We need one more weapon, and we're good for tonight. So if you guys have a suggestion on a weapon you'd like to see me model, whether it be an axe or a sword or I don't know, whatever you want, let me know and I'll try to make it happen. A katana? Okay. I haven't modeled one of those before, but it seems super easy. Let me look up like a katana. Yeah, that's super easy. Alright, let's do it. We're gonna create a cylinder, and we're going to, let's lower the vertices. We'll do like 15. And we're gonna scale it in on the X, press Alt G, scale it down. They have this long handle to them. I'm looking at a reference on my second monitor, by the way. They have a long handle. They got a little bottom piece. So let's make the handle They have a little bottom piece that's kind of beveled like that. It comes up a little bit and it extrudes out. Like that. Up a little bit. And again. Another little piece. And then here's where we work on the blade. It barely even bends. It's really subtle. And they're like super long. Like that. And then finally it comes to a sharp little point at the top. Kind of like that. And then we can move some of these down manually to kind of create the point that we want. Kind of like that. Now we'll make this part. Hang on, let me look at a better reference real quick. Yeah. So we'll make it sharper kind of through there. And I'll show you guys how to do that. And we'll turn on auto smooth. So we kind of have this so far. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna need for the base mesh. And then the texture will do most of the work for us. I'm just going to one second. Okay. Alright, let's make the texture. What color do you guys want the handle of this to be? Let me know. First person to say a color gets to choose. Black, blue. I'm just gonna pick a random one. A lot of people are saying black, but that's so basic. I'll do green, since like 4 or 5 people are saying green. So we'll just change this to a green. Oops. Let's do like, close enough, right? Alright. Next, we're going to need a blade color. So we're gonna need like a really like that. Let's do like that. That should be good. Just trying to replicate metal for the blade. I'm gonna need a little white. Oops, it's definitely not white. There we go. And then what other color? I guess we could put a dark gray for safe measures. Oops. Just slap it on there. Just like that. And we'll use this color palette to texture. Use this color palette to texture. So save. Gold for the extra metal. We'll try gold. We'll try. So we're just going to project from view, rotate it 90 degrees, and align our blade to the metal bits for the blade. And you can see it applied to the whole thing. Next, we're going to have to select each part and texture it. just gonna bring the handle to that green. Let's turn it the other way around. So 180 degrees, and we'll make the lighter part of the gradient go up. Like that. If you add radical white and transparent the gradient, you can create artificial flares, which might look really cool. I don't know what you mean by that, but that sounds cool. I'll think. My brain it's a little slow right now. Let's do just so it's not all the same. Fuck. Well, I don't know what I did to my camera right now or why it's bugging out like this. I'm gonna bring these to this gray. Like that. That way it's just a different color. Like add a light glare, my bad. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool actually. Oh, and these I created earlier are for the white. So watch this, guys. If I select these and drag it to the white, it creates a cool design on the handle. I just thought if I... Okay, let's loop cut here real quick. And then I'm gonna drag this up real quick. And I just thought about if I... Oh my goodness, there we go. If I select these, every other one, and then I only select this part, I can bring the texture over and create a cool pattern on the texture. Like that. Natalie, do you agree that Roblox should allow young developers? It already does allow young developers, but yeah, I think more young developers should pursue it. It's always great to start young. Using the same... Will Natalie notice this comment? Yes, I will. Using the same techniques we used before, we're just going to distress the blade a little bit. So we're just going to knife cut through here. Select some parts and drag it to a different part on the gradient. And it looks like paint chips. Or like, not paint chips, just kind of like chips in the metal. Like that. And we're just going to do that a few times because any used weapon's going to be damaged a little bit. And it also makes it look more, a little more texture painted. Sorry. ETA for your new game, Arcade. It's coming out soon. I think, we're hoping for a July release, so sometime July. So within the next few weeks, hopefully, we'll get things wrapped up. Oops. And I think that's all I'm gonna do for this. That's how you create a katana. Natalie, please tell me a free website to read how to script in full detail. Look at the Roblox API. You can read up here. I'll link it in the chat. It's literally like a reference manual. It explains everything scripting related. So it's probably the best number one spot to go. And then obviously just practicing. I linked it in the chat. Here's what it looks like imported into Roblox. And we'll make this into a tool as well. We'll just name it katana. We'll name the name of the mesh handle. We'll drag the handle into the tool, and using the tool grip editor, select the tool, and we're editing the grip. Good. If we hit play, we can hold it. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Oops. And here's our weapon. Here's the one we made before. You can learn how to make all three of these. This one's on my Twitter if you want to learn how to make it. Just made this one early stream, and we just did this one. So, also made this one in the Discord server. But yeah, that's all the weapons we needed for the update. I'm going to finish up the update, and you guys can probably catch it out tomorrow, hopefully. It's, I'm pretty tired, so I think I'm going to take a break. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all you guys. Also, thanks for 5,000 subscribers. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for that in my Discord server. If you haven't already, make sure to join it. I think one of the mods will probably put the link in the chat. Someone do that, please. Update for Pinata Simulator. Will you and your team of developers add a leaderboard? We have a an arcade. Yeah, we've got one. We're working on scripting it right now. Anyone want to say anything else before we leave? PvP area in Pinata Simulator? Maybe in a future update. Maybe. Wait, 1 minute. Okay. How long have you done this? Like development in general, or just this particular? I've been streaming right now for 2 hours, but game development in general, I've been doing it for a little over 2 years. Have you ever used Substance Painter, Natalie? Yes, I used it a few days ago. I'm not really familiar with it yet, but I'm trying to kind of learn it because it's industry standard, and I'm kind of janky with the way I texture stuff. So I'd like to learn it, and I'd like to get better at PBR. So maybe that's on the roadmap for me. I'm knocking stuff over right now. Yeah, you can get a student trial. How do I get the tiny squares on my base plate? It's a plugin called Better Base Plates. It's by a Dutch developer. You should check that out. Look at Natalie. She wants to fall asleep really bad. Yeah, basically. Anyone else got anything to ask before I leave? Let me make sure. I'll be back whenever. Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. I'll probably stream tomorrow. I don't have anything better to do, so I'll catch you guys next time. And